So I'm gonna take a page from my boy Robert Arrington over on Deer Meat for Dinner. One, say, brother, I'm glad you're getting better from the stroke. And two, what is going on, happy people? We are going to do another coast to coast video right now, and we have another new YouTuber joining in. So 2 months in a row, 2 new YouTubers. This is growing, y'all, and I can't be more happy. So let's get into this coast to coast video and see what's going on all the way from Massachusetts. I'm sure I butchered that. All the way to the San Diego area. So as always, sit back, relax, grab some coffee. If you're in one of these zones, y'all, you're gonna find out what you could be doing right now at the end of May and what you could be prepping for down the road. Okay, so for me here in zone 9A, Spring, Texas, just north of Houston, you can see behind me, I am dodging rain. We have had crazy amounts of rain in the last couple days. We still have a few more days of this to go. I never complain about the rain, y'all, but right now I'm up against it with it behind me and coming. We'll talk about my garden toward the end. Let's just jump straight into this, jump up there to Cape Cod area to Rick at Welcome to My Cape Cod Life. That's the name of the channel. So Rick, take it away.
Thanks, Chad. Hi friends, my name is Rick and welcome to my Cape Cod life. I'm a gardener here in zone 7A on Cape Cod in Massachusetts. Welcome to New England. So what's going on in the May garden? Well, let's talk about it. It's a green stalk with a bunch of strawberries in it. And over there, I gotta harvest all of that. That's my other green stalk on the deck. Lots of lettuce greens, and on the top, you'll see there's a bunch of herbs. So I said 7A, and it's complicated because I'm on a peninsula in the Atlantic Ocean. So even though it's 7A and we don't get very, well, we get cold winters, but not very cold compared to my other counterparts in New England. It does warm up more slowly here. So it's all about the water. In the summer, it warms up. And then in the colder months, that warm water slowly cools off, but keeps us warmer. And then in the spring, that water is cold. So as summer approaches, we're a little bit cooler until the water warms up again. It's definitely a lot of lettuce in my garden this time of year. And those are peas. I have more peas right over here. Bed has a whole bunch of lettuce as well. Also lavender. And my pole beans over here. These are purple potted pole beans. I love them. You see, I have a whole bunch of purple lady and one white rib bok choy. They're volunteers. Can you beat that? So this is my garlic. Could it possibly be that I have the winner of the Garlic Challenge 2025? Carrots are coming up. We have radishes and more radishes. We have some spinach here. I'm hoping I get a harvest, but it went slowly, and as soon as it gets warm, it is gonna bolt. Here I have some kales. I have Georgia Southern collards. My chives are popping. More alliums on the other side of the garlic bed. I have bunching onions, garlic chives over there, leeks over there, Walla Walla onions over there. So this is my strawberry patch. You saw my strawberry tower. They're looking really good. Next month we should have some berries. Perennial vegetables, and this is my asparagus patch. It's the purple asparagus. But if you look really closely down here, see over here, these are little baby asparagus that sprung up from the seed from last fall. So I planted these blackberries here and here. I think this is the 3rd season. But also in the same season, let me show you this other this plant. Hi girls. It goes over there. But look at this one ding dang vine. This keeps going and going. Kept growing last fall, so I let it. Love this coast to coast collaboration. We get to see gardeners from all over the country. So thank you, Chad, for the invite. Folks, have fun gardening.
All right, so hey, right off the bat, did y'all check that accent out? That is a New England accent if I've ever heard one. And believe me, I've been up in the New England area. I definitely know that accent. So Rick, welcome to the Coast to Coast family. We're glad to have you. Your area I thought was quite unique because, like you said, you are in 7A, but you said that your area specifically stays warmer than others because of the water. That reminds me of something Bowtie Life David said in one of his videos where he's at, his temperatures and weather are slightly different because he's kind of surrounded by water also. So it's really cool. Glad to see everything you got going. You got a green stalk going. That looked good. Purple asparagus. I have some of that growing over there also back behind me. It's the second year of that, so it's not ready to harvest yet. But welcome to the family, man. I'm excited to see how your garden progresses throughout the year in these videos. Rick was in 7A, so let's jump one complete zone north of him to 6A. Big Will Dog 82 in the soil up there in Indianapolis. Big Willie, Big Will, take it away.
Hey guys, Big Will Dog 82 in the soil, and we're back for this month's Coast to Coast, you guys. We've got quite a bit going on here, so I'm going to take you on a little trip around all my beds, my pots, and my wicking bed, so that you can sort of kind of see what's growing here. So come on, follow me, and we'll take a look at it all. Here's my tomato bed, and right now it's not necessarily looking as epic as it will, but it's coming along. This cold weather that we've been having here hasn't helped them, but as you can see, all these ones on this side are all my cherry tomato types, which grow fast anyways, and they're actually looking pretty good. I can't wait to eat these. Okay, here's my lone survivor garlic, and as you can see, she is beautiful. Like I said, I'm still in the game. Y'all better watch out, because this puppy's coming at you for the single biggest clove, because it's the only clove I got. Over here we have peppers and onions on both sides, interplanted. Here's some more onions, green beans, and both of these are my wicking beds. Alright guys, here is my carrots. And like I said, I've got these two, and I've got another one over here, but this one over here isn't necessarily as, they don't have as many sprouts as the other ones, and it's because this one right here is just old seed that I just wanted to use. So if you guys ever have old seeds like I do, just throw them in. I mean, even if you don't get a good crop, at least it's something. Here we have some heading cabbage, and I interplanted it with marigolds, and looks like they're both loving being together. Here is my, I guess I'm gonna call it my little pot of herbs, and it's just going nuts now. So we've got cilantro, we've got some rosemary, and we've got parsley, which I'm getting ready to use the parsley tonight when I make dinner. I might even use the rosemary tonight. Well, down here you see nice luscious celery. Here's my first green stalk, all planted out with strawberries, mostly, and then you can see all my herbs down at the bottom, along with some more marigolds. And yeah, these things are putting off runners now. They're putting off strawberries now. Tomato plant. And then here is my trellis. This is a DIY trellis where I'm going to grow vertically my watermelon, and right now I have some peas growing up the trellis. While this isn't a huge deal, and sorry, it's kind of messed up, but it's a little, I just mowed, but this right here is comfrey, and I've got a few pieces of it around here, and I just want to say thanks, Croc, because you did your boy a favor, and I appreciate it. So it's coming along, and even look, she's starting to flower. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the trip around my garden, and I guarantee you, by the time we see this again next month, there's gonna be a whole lot more for me to show and for me to taste test for you guys. Sorry if you're not gonna be able to be here for that, but I promise you it's worth the wait. So Chad, thanks again as always for inviting me to be here, and I can't wait to see what everybody else is doing too. Alright, with that, I'm out of here. See you guys later, alright?
Alright, so as usual, Will Dog there has got a lot going on. His garlic does not look like mine. He's got one really good garlic that survived, a bunch of other small ones. But as much as you want to win, brother, you're not. You're not winning the hashtag Garlic Challenge 2025. Somewhere in here is the winner. Or might be someone else in this video. We'll get to that here in a little bit. But brother, your carrots look great. Everything's going good for you up there. The tomatoes look good. I think they look good. I see nothing wrong with your tomato plants at all. I liked your DIY trellis because, let's be real, most of what I have out here has been DIY everything. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you're a beginner gardener, think about what you can do for your specific area and what you need. And the rain is starting, y'all. Just got hit. And just make your trellises as good as you can make them based on your backyard, your situation. I saw nothing wrong with anything going on. You have a lot going on up there. I did like his example of onions and peppers as companion plants. That's fantastic. You can plant alliums with so many other plants to help them keep pests away. So great example there of companion planting. If you're up there in that area, y'all can see what you could be doing, what you could be planting. And I'm looking at my beans right now, and yeah, I think they're done, which is fine. So I'm gonna put some Red Ripper cowpeas in right there. So sorry, y'all, got squirrel. Oh, the rain is coming, y'all. Okay, I do have a note here so I can keep track of how everything is going. All right, Project Help Desk. You two just always crack me up. I love your all's banter. So now, we were in 7A, then we jumped to 6A. Now let's jump down to 8A in North Carolina. Project Help Desk, take it away.
Hello friends, and welcome back to the Project Help Desk Garden here in glorious Zone 8A, North Carolina. So we'll start off first with the garlic, which, as you notice, is not here. And that is because we have harvested ours. So you'll find out in a future video how much our winning garlic actually weighed. And here you see our corn, or lack thereof. I thought a tornado was coming. The winds were that strong, and the winds basically obliterated our corn, blew them all over. But now our sweet potatoes have room to grow. Speaking of wind, let's go over and look at some tomatoes. After that big wind came through, we decided that we needed to stake up our tomatoes. They did so well in the cold frame that they were a size that were way bigger than they've ever been before. I have attached a string, and now all of our tomatoes are clipped in. These are all of our hashtag Tomato Challenge 2025 plants. All three of them.
Did you say all three?
Yes. The two of the wives with tomatoes.
Yep.
And my one surviving one.
Well,
Because one of mine didn't really survive the storm. I mean, technically, I do still have my one tomato.
and I think it is growing.
It might be, like, I mean, it didn't completely break the stem off, so I am not giving up yet. Mine's still bigger than yours. Everything else is just still doing well. We planted a lot less things, but so far, everything seems to be growing pretty well.
We have 10 more bags than we had last year.
Yeah, but like I said, 3 of them are carrots.
We planted less things.
Our green stalk experiment continues. We've learned a lot. Our peas have been overshadowed too much by our green beans and are dying off. Our lettuces are a little bit kind of tight and dying off because of that. So next year, I hope to improve the way our green stalk looks. And with all the carrots that we have, we're also looking at improving our food preservation. We've picked up both a canner and a dehydrator in the hopes of actually being able to have some long-term storage. We also invited birds back into our garden, hopefully to eat some of the bad insects, only to quickly remember just how messy birds can be. The feeder that we bought also does have a camera, so hopefully we can start bringing you some cute bird footage in the future. As we sit here enjoying the garden on this Memorial Day weekend, honoring those who were basically killed in action for our country, I am reminded that all servicemen and women who are out there fighting for our country are sacrificing, and not just them, but their families sacrifice every day. Whether it's something as simple as all of the missed holidays, birthdays, constant relocation, or a deeper thing, such as my father, who was a U.S. Army 101st Airborne tunnel rat in Vietnam. A lot of them have come back with physical, mental, and emotional issues that they have battled their entire lives. So on this day, I would like everyone to remember that all of our servicemen and women sacrifice daily. And on behalf of me and my family, I just wanted to give a heartfelt thank you for not only the service, but for that constant sacrifice that you make so that I have the freedom to sit here on my deck, overlooking my garden and bringing this content to you. I know many days it may feel like you are not appreciated, but at least here in this household, we do appreciate you. So thank you.
Okay, so I just mentioned with Big Will Dog that there might be another YouTuber on this video that might win the garlic challenge. Did y'all see their garlic, y'all? Looks great. Looks great. And again, they're definitely in the running for this challenge, just like they were for the hashtag Tomato Challenge 2024, coming in second place last year. So y'all's garlic looks great. The banter was great, and him saying about his tomato challenge plant that broke, brother. One, I feel your pain, because you all know that's happened to me a couple times here on this channel. And his tomato, mine's bigger than yours, just had me cracking up. Like when I first watched the clip, I literally laughed out loud. Again, green stalk looking good. This is another thing for a beginner gardener to realize is he mentioned that his beans are overshadowing another crop, and that's how you learn, is by planting and remembering and learning and moving on. A great lesson there as always. And his Memorial Day statement, yes. First off, hats off and mad respect to your dad being a tunnel rat in Vietnam. Brother, I couldn't even imagine that. That is something I would not do ever while I was in. If that had ever been in order for me to do, yeah, I'm not doing that. So mad respect to him. He did say the 101st. His dad was actually in the 82nd Airborne out of Bragg. So I wanted to correct that for everyone out there for him. And Memorial Day is a special day, y'all. It is not a holiday to me, and I don't want to go down this road real deep here, but there's nothing happy to me about Memorial Day. And it's a day of remembering those who have passed, defending our country. And for so many veterans, we all have those that we knew, that stood beside us in formations, that we lived with 24/7, that are no longer here. So Memorial Day for me is a day that I don't particularly like because it's super emotional, but at the same time you always want to give respect and remember those who gave the ultimate sacrifice, let's be real, for our way of life, for this American way of life. And for them, all the respect in the world. And good message there from you on your dad and service members and everything out there. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. So one thing I mentioned a second ago is his hashtag Tomato Challenge 2025 plant. 2025 tomatoes looking really good. Y'all, they're actually in the running for both of these challenges. And I expect nothing less from those two. So another great job. If y'all are out there watching from North Carolina, y'all can see what you could be doing, what you could be planning, and go from there. Now, before I get soaked, let's jump over to Louisiana, Zone 9A, and check out what Dell and Chuck are doing over there at OSKG. Guys, do your thing.
Howdy y'all, Dell here from OSKG down in Louisiana, Zone 9A. And we're going to give you a quick look at what's growing on in the garden now. Unfortunately, you're just a little late for us harvesting that viper root and those 4-foot carrots, but we're doing other rounds of them, so stay tuned. Here you go. Hope you enjoy. We've got potatoes. And watermelons. And flowers. And eggplants. And plums. And pumpkins. and jicama, or however you pronounce it, and zucchini, and tomatoes, and more flowers, and Meyer lemons too, and squash, and peppers, and figs, and onions, and cucumbers, and kale, and peaches, and Swiss chard, and blueberries, and garlic, and grapes, and last but definitely not least, more flowers.
Their garlic, okay, so there's starting to be a theme here. His garlic looks really good. They're going to be in the running also. And if y'all are looking for a challenge, and if y'all have already planted your garlic, you can technically check, you can actually enter the hashtag garlic challenge 2025. I'm going to put a link to that video up right here. All the instructions, all the rules, all the deadlines are right there for you to go check out. But their watermelon looks great. I'm super, super jealous of that because we're in the same zone, but about 300, 200, 300 miles apart. And where's my watermelon? I forgot where I had it. Yeah, so right there are my watermelon plants, and they haven't done anything. Definitely not produced a watermelon, so I'm a little jealous. Their tomato and eggplants look great. Not as good as mine right here that I harvested yesterday. I'm putting up on the screen, but no, seriously, y'all's eggplants look great. For them, I am getting drizzled on. This is kind of fun. Haven't had a coast-to-coast video where I actually get rained on. Dale produced a video. Dale had one where he was actually sitting out in the rain. I'm not going to sit out here. If it starts pouring, I'm going in. Again, if you're over there in Louisiana, you can see what they've got going. You can kind of see what I've got going. Check out those loofahs hanging there. I'm going to let that big one actually get to where it's an actual loofah and not one that you can eat. And I got to ask y'all, you're in the same zone. How's your squash looking like squash and not looking where they got destroyed by squash vine borers to where you had to pull them out like I did with these? Those were my rampicati zucchini plants that were right here in this missing area, this bare area. They got absolutely destroyed by the squash vine borers. Did everything I could to try to keep them out. One thing I am excited about, we're gonna jump over here real quick before I get rained out. I found squash growing somewhere. Where'd it go? Oh, right there, way high up here. And there's a lot of them throughout all that crazy green. All right, rain's starting to come down. Let's keep going. Yep, there it is. Might have to finish this over here on the porch, yo. Sorry. Well, let's just keep this real, right? The rain's coming. You only have so much time to film. And, hey, it's his will that it's raining right now. So, he wants us to finish this video like this, I guess. Okay, so we were just in 9A. Let's jump down to 10A. Check out D down in Southern California. D, you're not in Southern California. D is in Southern Florida. So D, take it away.
Hey y'all, it's D from Rudylation down here in Southwest Florida, Zone 10A. I am dealing with a lot of heat and just trying to close out my gardening season so that I can retreat to the air conditioning. got some lima beans growing. This is actually a Christmas lima bean, and the birds are stealing my beans as I'm waiting for them to dry on the plant. I did start harvesting these guys already, but this is gonna be a little struggle if they're gonna keep doing this to my beans. Might have to go ahead and take them off before they dry, and just let them dry in the house. I'm going to show you guys around a little bit so that you can see some of the things that I'm getting buckled down for the summer. So over in this area is where I pulled my sweet corn and pole beans. I'm going to be planting some white yam sweet potatoes there, and also in this container. And you can see I've got a ton of weeds around that have to be pulled out. If I don't start pulling these things out now, it's going to be an absolute disaster come August. Our rains have not started coming in yet, but we are expecting them towards the end of the week. So once those 3 o'clock rains start coming in every day, weeds are going to grow, well, like weeds. You can see I've got my sweet potatoes and some cowpeas planted here. This is a purple hull pink eye pea in this green stalk, and then I've got one variety of sweet potatoes in this green stalk, another variety here, another variety here in this bed, another variety in this bed and that bed, and also in this green stalk we have sweet potatoes, and there are also sweet potatoes in the greenhouse. We've got more sweet potatoes growing over here in the other green stalk. We've got Swiss chard that's got to come out because the bugs are having a field day. And other than that, it's just a whole bunch of weeding and finishing up the potato harvest. We've gotten most of the potatoes out, but the bunnies are running. We've got the last green stalk of potatoes. This one is a Purple Majesty potato that's got to come out. I will get those harvested sometime this weekend. So that's what gardening looks like for me as I close out this season. I will start back up again in September, but I'll also go ahead and start getting some of my seeds that like to take 12 to 14 weeks before they're transplant size. I'll start getting those guys seeded this week and next week and start nurturing those on the inside.
All right, so I'm going to keep this real because of the gloom. This is a YouTube channel. Went ahead and got my ring light. Make sure that you can see my face. I don't look like I'm in some kind of crazy cave shadow thing going to keep this production going. Right off the bat, D, that bunny cracked me up. When that rabbit started running, I literally sat up in my seat and was like, hey, look at that rabbit. And then you're just like, oh, look at the bunny running. Like it was nothing. Yo, I would freak out if I had a rabbit running around my backyard. Not in a bad way. I'd be like, hey, what are you doing? But I thought that was hilarious. The bunny's just like, there's a rabbit. And I think D has every green stalk there is on the market. So if you could share a green stalk with us, I would appreciate it. Just kidding. She definitely has a lot of green stalks out there. And I like the fact that you're using them in all kinds of different directions. And again, did y'all notice all the different sweet potatoes that she has going? Y'all, I didn't even know there was that many kinds of sweet potatoes. So D, might have to get with you to give me some slips at some point. I'm always wanting to try to grow new and different things. That is for sure. So as always, I know this is only the second video that D has been in, but again, a lot of great information, a lot of examples of what she's got going on down there in zone 10A in southern Florida. And not only did she show what is going on right now, she also put out what she's doing and preparing. Like she said, she's going to start preparing seeds for the fall coming up soon. That's exactly what you're supposed to be doing. I've always said, and I've always read, that you should always be planning the next season. So like right now for me, this is basically summer, starting to already have the summer everything. This is late spring, early summer for me here where I am. So I'm already starting to think of fall, and that's how you have to do it. Be thinking ahead if you can. So D, great video. Thank you for joining the Coast to Coast family here. Look forward to more videos from you down the road. Now let's jump way back north over to Southern Illinois. Check out what the Croc Gardeners got going on Doug, there. Take it away, man.
Hey everybody, Doug Croc Gardener here. Alongside me here is Kid Croc. How you doing, bud?
Good.
You doing good? How's the garden doing?
Really good.
I think we're looking pretty good with the garden. We are probably in the middle of the thick of things right here. We are gotten a lot of stuff planted over the last month or so. We also are still continuing to plant various items. A few of the items that we are still going to plant are going to be we still got some more green beans to plant. I just ordered some chickpeas. We're going to try some chickpeas out this year, see how well we like those. It's going to be something we're going to experiment with this year. We also have some cumin that I ordered. We're going to try to add that to the spice garden that we got going on. And we will also be planting some okra that we got. We got some okra actually from your buddy Chad over here at Down Home Backyard Gardening. So we got a ton of varieties that we're going to try. Once the cabbage is ready to go, we're going to pull out that cabbage and we're going to put the okra in there. I think that's going to be good. You like okra? Yeah?
Yeah.
You don't know?
No, I don't know if I tried it before.
Oh, a couple things that we're going to try to replant that didn't really survive the move from inside to outside are going to be our celery plants. Unfortunately, I don't know if what happened there, but those things took a big dive this year. So we're gonna try to replant those. See if we got plenty of days left in the growing season. I think we got over 150 days left in the growing season. So we're gonna try to replant the celery. We do have some basil planted, but I feel like I don't have enough basil planted around, so I'm gonna replant some of the basil. And I did start some of my red roselle hibiscus seeds. Okay, we also are harvesting some things in the garden. The harvest is starting to pick up a little bit. What is one of the things that we're harvesting?
Peas.
Yes, look at that. We got some sugar snap peas, guys.
Hey,
this is an awesome garden snack, isn't it?
Yeah, let's see that.
Oh man, so good. Just so good. You can just sit there and munch on these all day while you're working out in the garden. We also are going to have some cabbage ready here pretty quick here in June. We are also harvesting some radishes. Mrs. Croc is the only one that really eats the radishes. They're okay. They're a little bit spicy.
What?
But, huh?
I'll eat them.
You'll eat them?
Yeah, I tried them at school before.
Yeah. They're not too bad, but they're not my favoriteest thing. But we are harvesting radishes. We also have some chamomile that we're harvesting for tea. We got quite a few of those that we are.
She's gonna love it. Mrs. Croc's gonna love it.
You like that? You like the way that smells, doesn't it? Right here. Remember how that smells? Yes. Yeah, so we are going to be harvesting these chamomile. We'll be drying them out either in the dehydrator or just letting it air dry. We also have walking onions that we're going to be harvesting, making some onion powder. I use that stuff a ton in my cooking. We throw that stuff on there just as much as we throw the garlic on there.
Whenever I was little, I always thought walking onions would be like onions just walking around.
Yeah.
Or like
they do tend to walk. They tend to go around and they tend to bend over, put their seeds in, and they keep on walking across the garden beds every year. That's why they call them walking onions. So we usually take those, we'll cut them up, dry them out in the dehydrator, and make them into a powder. That is a fantastic way to preserve your onions and a fantastic way to use up your onions. Also, we are getting a ton of strawberries. What did we make the other day out of those strawberries?
Strawberry.
We did a strawberry pie and a strawberry rhubarb pie. We're also harvesting rhubarb as well. Things are coming around in the garden for us. So, what are we currently doing in the garden? Well, last week we did take some time, and I don't know if you can see these plants next to me. We got all this comfrey. We did take some time, we did cut it, and we did mulch it, layer it as mulch in the beds. That was a pretty big project, but it also saves us some time on weeding. We're not weeding everything constantly. So that helps out with that quite a bit. I've been pruning some of my tomatoes so they can grow up and do a single vine instead of getting all bushy. We've just been kind of tending to all the crops around here. Our garlic is looking fantastic.
Yes.
We'll have to take you over there and show you that. We also are fertilizing things as we go. The comfrey does help with a natural fertilizer, but we still like to put some liquid fertilizer on the plants to get them robust and growing. We do put up some bird feeders.
Hummingbirds usually, like we've been seeing hummingbirds, cardinal birds.
Yep, we got hummingbirds out here too. We got several feeders out here for them. We do have all these little hiding spots for our toads and our frogs and our stuff we have set up.
We should see if the toad's still there.
Yeah, I've seen them around in the garden. Matter of fact, the other day, right behind us, in this bed right here,
what?
I saw a snake. That thing was like this big, I swear.
Actually, yesterday?
No, it's probably this big.
Today?
It was like about a week ago.
Okay, I was like, because it could just be jumping on us.
Yeah, it could be just jumping on us.
Like,
Put out little drinking stations for the pollinators. Yes, they do love all the flowers in the garden, but it is helpful to have a little station out there for them to get some water. Lastly, we're just coming out to the garden and we're just enjoying it. Grab your favorite cup of joe, grab your favorite beverage, just come out and walk around the garden. Pick a weed if you need to. Enjoy the hummingbirds, enjoy the bees.
you could just sit out here and, like, you could, if you guys planted some
Sugar snap peas, yep.
Sugar snap peas, you could just be sitting right down by them, and then you could just be pulling them off and then eating them.
Yep, just can. So we are most importantly got to enjoy that garden, correct? I appreciate all you guys for watching this video. I appreciate again for Chad for having us. Back to you, Chad.
All right off the bat, Kid Croc, welcome back. I loved your all's interaction through that entire clip. Him interacting with you and everything. I loved it. And again, y'all, get your kiddos involved in gardening. Grandkids, nephews, nieces, cousins, kid next door if you're a babysitter, kids from church. Start a community garden where you get kids involved. Start a church garden where you can get kids involved. Get kids involved in gardening. That is one of the biggest messages I have on YouTube. Get kids involved in gardening. It's so important. Can't wait to see how your okra does that I sent you seeds for back when you were doing the seed swap. So that'll be fun for us all to watch. My okra's growing out there right now. Can't see it from here, but it's out there growing. I've got a lot of different types growing right now. I love this shirt on Kid Croc. If y'all didn't notice that, that is a shirt from Dale and Chuck, OSKG. Here comes the rain, y'all. Great point on the bee watering areas. I have them all around the garden. You can't go wrong taking care of our pollinators. So if you don't have bee watering areas out in your gardens, consider doing so. It will help them, which then helps us, which then helps you. So good idea on that. Loved it. You mentioned dehydrating, what'd you say? Onion powder, right? That's a great idea. I haven't done that yet. I haven't gone down the road of dehydrating and creating powders, but that is on my to-do list for maybe later this year. And thanks for bringing that up. Now look, everyone, if you're in his zone, again, he's got a lot going on. And did you all catch when Big Will Dog mentioned his comfrey? He got that from Doug. Did y'all notice when he said, thanks Croc for the comfrey? They sent that to each other. So this is a good message right here between friends, between us YouTubers, between you as a viewer. If you have friends that are also gardeners, if you don't already seed swap, really consider doing so. It is such a fun thing to do. You're sharing seeds, so you're saving money if you're sharing seeds, and you can be growing stuff that's new to you but not new to someone else, and vice versa. So really consider doing that. It's a fun way of sharing our passion. Make sense? Again, also his garlic looked good as always. And did he have a green stalk? I don't remember if he had a green stalk or not. Too many people have green stalks, and I don't. All right, great video, Croc. Can't wait to see what's going on next month up there where you are. So thank you, and again, welcome back, Kid Croc. Everyone give Kid Croc some love down in the comments. Let's jump down to 9B, talk to Bowtie Life David, see what's going on over there in Destin, Florida. Bowtie, take it away.
Hey y'all, Bowtie David here from Destin, Florida, Zone 9B. And this is your May update for Coast to Coast. We've got blueberries, a bataloofa, and one very suspicious chocolate mint. The berries are blooming, folks. Blackberries are dripping off the vines, and the blueberry patch is alive with color. We've thinned the bushes a bit, so the haul might be lighter, but it's still 30 pounds of summer waiting to happen. Remember that chocolate mint that we transplanted into oblivion last month? Yeah, it's back and overflowing the bag. Possibly even plotting.
Tried to trim it, but it whispered to me, I am the mint now.
Mrs. Bowtie's greenstock towers, they've gone full peacock. Flowers everywhere. A little compost and a lot of care goes a long way. Now last year, loofahs overtook 2 whole gardens. Not just mine, but my neighbors too. This year, we're choosing a champion, just one. Luther the loofah is on the trellis, and everyone else got composted.
Yay.
Chad, if you're still planting multiple loofahs, consider this your intervention. Now the dino kale has bolted, but that just means seed-saving season. These little yellow flowers are going to turn into garden legacy. Our grapes are sizing up like little green BBs, and potatoes from both store-bought and home-sprouted starts are growing strong. The compost mountain, still shrinking, but still golden. Watermelon vines are taking off from every mound, and our very first jack-o'-lantern pumpkin sprouted overnight. But now, today, Cousin Bowtie, Mark, and I just discovered we have about 8 more. We're off to a gourd start. Mrs. Bowtie and I have a date with the weeds this very weekend. Strawberry patch, pepper bed, and ginger zones are all screaming for help. If you don't hear from me, send mulch. Our hot pepper bed is going gangbusters. So many fruit coming in, I might need Chad to swing by and help eat half. But fair warning, he doesn't do hot, so I'll be taking volunteers. Oh, and the Sasquatch still thriving, possibly sentient. And that's our May Madness from Zone 9B. Big thanks to Chad and the Coast to Coast crew. So from blueberries to loofah, remember, your garden doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be yours. Y'all have a blessed day.
Hey man, you got a thief in your garden. Do you see that? He's taking off with your doggone blueberries. Green stock. He has another green stock. I want to start an operation. Let's just start something called Operation Green Stock, because I don't have one. I want one. So maybe we can do an email thing. We can do an email operation to greenstock.com. Tell them to give us all green stock. I'll put it in the videos, y'all. I mean, it's a win-win, right? Now, seriously, everyone that has green stocks, I'm a little jealous. I am going to order one pretty soon, to be totally honest, because I think there's a green stock challenge coming later toward the end of the year, maybe. Hint, hint. On a serious note, man, your green stock looks really good. All those different flower, that green stock flower tower you got going looks absolutely amazing. It's a great way to use a green stock if you don't want to plant something. Turn it into a pollinator attractor. You can't go wrong with that. Bring in the pollinator. Remember, bring in the pollinator. If you're a beginner gardener, the rule should be somewhere around the 70-30 split. 30% flowers, 70% vegetables or fruits. Now, it doesn't have to stick to just that. You can adjust that a little bit, but that's the basic rule that you should have if you're going to be planting a garden, because you need pollinators, so you need flowers. Good. His loofah game looked good. He mentioned the loofahs. And you're the reason I'm growing loofahs. So call me out like that. I see how you are. But seriously, I did a harvest and taste on the loofahs 2 days ago here on YouTube. Never would have thought you could eat those things, but they were actually really, really good. That will be, and they did not get hit by squash vine borers at all. You saw what I had to take out. You saw my zucchinis I had to take out because of those stinking little winged demons. Got my zucchini plants, but they did not touch the loofahs. And they basically taste about the same as the zucchini. So, food for thought down the road. Get it? Food for thought? Yeah, I'm not a comedian. All right. Your peppers look really good. I'm very jealous of those. Like, they look really good. I've got some nice peppers going. Right there. I've got some nice peppers going right here. Right here. But not like what you have going. All right, y'all. Let's jump over to Southern California, Zone 10A, somewhere in the San Diego area. Brian, take it away.
Hey
guys, it's Brian, Zone 9B10A, San Diego area. As far as the vegetable garden is concerned, not much different than last time because everything except for one seed, every other seed that I planted got eaten by roly-polies and or other things. On a bright note, the grapes in the vineyard are doing pretty good. Really good, actually. My tomatoes are finally planted, including this one. This is my Tomato Challenge 2025 tomato. It's beefsteak. I decided to keep the seedlings from the pests. I would go ahead and start. Are you kidding me? Look, guys. Even they're being eaten over here. My cucumbers. How do us gardeners keep going, honestly? I'm going to find the culprit. I don't see anything. Okay, cucumbers round 3 coming up. On a brighter note, my green stalks are doing well. The strawberries are filling in. We've got berries. This one I have just a bunch of different vegetables, peppers, tomatoes, beans, cucumbers, parsley. I did have a snail issue in here. I think I've fixed it now. No, I did put some Sluggo Plus in there, so I'm hoping that takes care of everything. So I've been raked over the coals the last couple of times, not showing my animals. And since we have a new addition to our herd, flurd, as I call it, flock herd, it would be really bad if I didn't let you visit them this time. So earlier this month, Daisy had her calf, Clover. Here she is. Say hi. Bella, of course. Daisy's eating breakfast. Daisy, say hello. And then the sheep, all you notice, they always find the weirdest places to get into and rest. Back to gardening. I would say I'm most proud of this year the cottage garden. It has just exploded in color. It is exactly what I pictured 3 years ago when I dreamed up this space. The roses are going nuts. Look at the climbing roses on the coop. And I wish you could smell these. The name of them is Perfume Breeze, and if you were here, you could tell why. Hello, girls and boy. We've been harvesting raspberries like crazy lately. And then we've got a lot of blackberries that'll probably be ready to harvest within, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks. Maybe before that, actually, some of them. Really good. I actually harvested 3 peaches off of my baby first year tree a couple days ago. They were so sweet. I only left 3 on there. I like to take all the fruit off there on the first year so they can put, their energy into growing the tree and the root system, and not necessarily fruit. There's Scar. Anyway, right now they're buried in oat grass, all the trees. And I'm leaving this oat grass here because next year I want it to reseed, so that next year the sheep can come graze under the orchard trees. That's what I got going on over here. The summer heat still hasn't arrived. It usually doesn't until late June to mid-July, somewhere in there. And then it will go through about September. So hopefully by next month's gardening coast to coast video, I'll actually have some seedlings that didn't get eaten thriving in the vegetable garden, and I'll have something to show you over there. See you then.
Okay, so after 2 months, he finally put in the four-legged friends. It was great to see all of them. And did y'all see Clover? That sweet baby girl, born a few weeks ago to Daisy. Ollie and Otis were there, his big brothers, cousins watching over her, and Bella. Sweetest dog ever. So here's one thing that I loved about this video that he put out to everybody. Now, y'all know he's his channel is Next Level Gardening. His main channel is Next Level Gardening, and he also has his homestead channel, Little Homestead Big Dreams. But coming from a big, successful gardening YouTube channel, he straight up let us behind the scenes and showed that even he has issues sometimes, and he's getting hit by slugs. I think that's important for beginner gardeners, and even a gardener, like me that's been doing this for 5 years. I know what pest pressure is. I deal with it. I mean, seriously, squash vine borers are my #1 nemesis. But for him to even show that he's dealing with it, I think it's very refreshing and encouraging to all of us across our levels of gardening to see that no matter what, you are going to deal with pests, y'all. You just got to deal with them. The more you're in your garden, the more you're going to see stuff like this one right here. I saw this little tiny hole on this tomato a few days ago, knew what it was, gave it a day to really let that little punk get comfortable inside the tomato, and then this is what I actually found right here, a doggone army worm. So it doesn't matter what you're doing, what your level of experience is in the gardening realm, you're going to get hit with pests. And I love the fact that he showed that for all of us to see that even him gets hit with pests. But Brian's got a lot going on. So if you're out there in Southern California in his zone, now his 10A is completely different than Dee's 10A, right? She's dealing with heat and humidity. He's not. So if you're out there in his 10A, you can see everything that you could be doing, growing. And his vegetable garden is not where I'm sure he wants it to be. But again, that's gardening, y'all. It happens. Oh, real quick, before the thunder and oranges and yellows start hitting me, it's not really raining too bad. Let me show you a few things that I've got going on here in Zone 9A here in the north of Houston area. I have a lot out here, y'all. So I'm not going to turn this into a garden tour, but if you're in this area, here are the things that you could seriously be growing. And let me just put it this way. We're about to get into the summer. And if you're in this area, start thinking of summer-loving crops. Okra. Let me show you okra. From here down, 5 different types of okra. And I have some dwarf okra right over there. They are all looking really good. I'm really excited for those. Let me show you my most favorite sunflowers ever in the history of sunflowers. All right, y'all. Look at these chocolate cherry sunflowers. Look at those. Tell me those are not just beautiful. Then, of course, and more of them right there. We've got the yellow beautiful ones here also. Some roses going. Wisteria. Hashtag Tomato Challenge 2025. Let me show you this tomato. So I've got 2 tomatoes there. One has a hole in it. Pretty sure there's an armyworm in that one. So I'm about to cut that one off and just let this one plant focus all of its energy and growing on that tomato. In fact, I'm going to take this one off here in a second. Got an orange accordion tomato right here, and look at that ribbing on that tomato. Just absolutely beautiful. A lot of tomatoes down through here. Peppers. Cosmoses right there. These beautiful French marigolds. These Chinese red long beans, like I said earlier, these are about to come out. Got black-eyed peas right over here. Again, I showed you one of those Ayoti green squashes. Got a lot of Taiwanese long beans in here. Cherokee peas, Cherokee beans right here. Thought there was another, oh yeah, look at that. There's another one right there. That's a different one. These are the 1,500-year-old cave beans. I'm just gonna let them dry out here, and then I'll replant them. I want a lot of those to give away to people that want the seeds. I mentioned the loofahs earlier. Look at all these cosmoses going crazy. This Texas sage looking beautiful. I'm gonna have to seriously trim all of this because this is just crazy right here. Corn looking great. Asparagus going nuts. All this craziness right here are the Thai soldier beans. I grew these last year and loved them, so put them up again. Yeah, what's up? My potatoes. Now right there, y'all might think, dude, you killed your potatoes. No. That's how they look right before you're about to harvest them. Now, if it wasn't raining, I had actually planned on harvesting those today. But with the rain, I always like to allow the potatoes to dry out for about 3 days. That way you're not digging in mud when you're harvesting, you're digging in dirt. So I'm gonna have to wait on those. The potatoes will be just fine, no issue there. These are the peppers I was talking about earlier. Looking so good. These are a Serrano type pepper. And these are the two plants that I hard pruned. And y'all, I've caught so much grief on the whole concept of hard pruning peppers. The haters have arrived. Let me just put it that way. There will be a video on haters coming out next week. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Some habaneros growing right there. Got these from another YouTuber here in the Houston area. Got that plant about 6 weeks ago and it's doing fantastic. But that's basically in a nutshell what's going on here. Now, what am I planning for, let's say in June and further? Heat loving crops. If you're here in the zone 9A area, in this area, and I'm sure over there where Dell and Chuck are also, summer's around the corner. That means the heat's coming. Y'all, heat loving crops. These eggplants are going to do fantastic. The okra will explode. These tomatoes, I went ahead and put up the shade cloth to try to protect them. I'm trying to keep these tomatoes all the way through until November. And hopefully they'll continue producing. We'll see. They probably won't. There'll probably be a break from the heat. But I want to keep these alive so when fall hits, they'll put on another end of year bunch of tomatoes, hopefully. One thing I didn't say about the garlic, well, I have a bird screaming at me somewhere. One thing about the garlic, I will be harvesting the garlic in about 2 weeks. Mid-June is when all this garlic's coming up. So this entire section of the bed will be empty. Not sure what I'm going to put in there yet, but it will be a heat-loving crop of some kind. That is for sure. All right, everyone, the rain is kind of subsided, so let me let everybody go. Thank you to all the YouTubers that join this monthly collaboration with me. I super appreciate everyone taking the time to join in on this, and I truly hope it helps gardeners out there to see all the different zones, see what everyone is growing, what people are doing a little differently at the exact same time of the year. So do us all a favor, go down, check out all the channels, subscribe to all the channels if you've not done so already. Comment about the video. If you're in, say, Big Will Dog's area, comment about what he's got going on. If you're down there in Dee's area, comment about what she's going on, and so on and so forth. Do a lot of commenting, y'all. Ask a lot of questions. Every one of the YouTubers will get on and can absolutely answer those questions here on the same channel, seeing what's going on and just helping everybody out. I also want to say, with new people joining this video, if there's anyone in Canada that would love to join in, reach out to me. Would love to have a Canadian ambassador showing what they're doing up there and talking about their grow season, which has to be incredibly short. So they've got to be like right to the point, etc. So if you're in Canada, you want to join, be sure to let me know. So on behalf of everyone, I want to say thank you to the viewers that watched this video. I hope and pray that you all are getting useful knowledge and or entertainment out of these videos. I know for me, I enjoy putting these videos together, showing what's going on, dealing with everything like the rain. And I know the other YouTubers do also. Now, having said all that, I'm going to let everyone go. Everyone take care. May God continue to bless each and every one of you. Continue to shine bright and harvest hard. And we will all talk to you again next month. Bye.